Well, my friends, it turns out Puro was teasing not an NSO drop, not a Switch 2 info drop, but the next Nintendo first-party game, which might be their most bizarre release yet. Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. We've got a lot to talk about as we close out this week and take a peek at what the bird gave us. He was much more direct than we anticipated, but it is going to be a new budget-priced Nintendo first-party game with a physical release, so this is going to be strange. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Let me know your take on today's topics in the comments down below, and let me know what you think of this new Switch game. But first, I want to tell you a few other stories that are going down right now. SteamWorld Heist 2 just dropped a nice new big trailer highlighting more gameplay and the new job system, which really seems to flesh out SteamWorld Heist into an even bigger and better game experience than it was the first time around. This is currently one of my most anticipated titles. I freaking love the SteamWorld universe. I thought Build was a bit of a letdown for my personal taste, so I'm really excited to jump back into Heist. The game is out relatively soon, and this new trailer just seals the deal. I think it looks awesome. The visuals look fantastic. The gameplay upgrades look great, and if you haven't played the originals, go grab them on the eShop now. I'm sure they are cheap. Now, we've also got Star Wars Day tomorrow, May the 4th. I'll be partaking in a bunch of Star Wars Unlimited tournaments, and I'm going to see The Phantom Menace, which they're bringing back to theaters. 25th anniversary. Really makes me feel old because I remember seeing The Phantom Menace in theaters in 1999. Nonetheless, Nintendo announced their latest game trial. We've got Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic coming May 3rd, that's today, through May 9th. This is a free game trial, and then I believe your progress should carry over if you buy the game sometime before May 9th. All the Star Wars stuff is currently on sale on Switch, so this is a great time to check it out. This is one of the classic Western RPGs, right? Like, this is like a big, bold title that many love, but I do think will feel pretty antiquated for newer players. I think picking up KOTOR today feels pretty old. So unless you have deep Star Wars nostalgia, or unless you really are okay with older games and older mechanics, this, I don't know, I guess you can try it out. That's the good thing. This is a game trial. It's totally free. Get it, give it a go, and see what you think, and then you can decide if you want to partake in the Star Wars sale. But lots of Star Wars action going on right now. We got the Star Wars Hunters game, free-to-play game coming out June 4th. We've got Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic this weekend, and we've also got Episode 1 in theaters if you're into that sort of thing. But let's talk about Puro, because Puro was not being cryptic at all. Puro was being very direct, which is a bit odd. Puro sometimes likes to be a little bit saucier than what he was here, but he just straight out spelled it out. Everybody thought this was a Switch 2 tease. I surely believed it was. And given that Puro hadn't tweeted really anything of substance in a long time, I thought he was ready to come with a megaton. I guess this is its own sort of megaton because nobody would have anticipated Nintendo's next first-party release being Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. Now, Puro states that this is not a port of the NES game, but rather something new, and he says it will be $30, and it's not an NSO free game. Now, we do have a rating poll from the ESRB, and it gives us a summary of the game, which is, this is a collection of 2D challenges and platformer games in which players traverse through various modes, e.g. speedrun, survival. Several challenges involve reaching specific points, while others prompt players to defeat small enemies or survive brief battles. Some games depict pixelated characters using small swords or arrows to strike at enemies. Enemies typically get stunned or disappear in a flash. So voila, the Switch 2, we ain't going forward, we're going backwards. And this reminds me a lot of NES Remix, which came out a generation ago. That was actually a pretty cool title where they took NES games and made it into something fresh. I don't know if that's going to be the same thing they do here, although because Puro says it's more than just a straight port of the World Championship cart, maybe they will. Maybe they are going to make this something nifty and cool. The fact that both Necrophilippe and Puro are saying it's a $30 title, it seems like it is a small gap filler. And a lot are speculating that this could be the July game. We have Paper Mario coming out later this month. We have Luigi's Mansion 2 in June, and nothing in July. So this could be the July game, a smaller release, and then they have a June Direct to kind of fill out the rest of the year. At this point, since this wasn't a Switch 2 tease, I don't know what's going on. We still have that investors call May 7th. We have no Direct, we have no nothing, but this is going to be here in some shape or form. So So at the very least, we know that Luigi's Mansion 2 is not the end of the road. Now, does this indicate a direct? Does this indicate a mini direct? I don't know. This doesn't seem to be something that would require either of those. It probably could just be a Twitter drop. It probably could just be an easy peasy reveal. And if you've noticed, a lot of Nintendo's smaller games that probably aren't going to succeed super well, things like Everybody's 1-2 Switch, were just Twitter dropped and then kind of left to die. So I don't know if a Nintendo World Championships will fare better than Horse Game. It probably will, but it's not going to be a huge seller. $30, it just seems like a filler. I don't know how many people are going to want to play these NES games unless they've dolled up this whole World Championship feel in a really cool way, because you can just go on Switch Online and download probably majority of these NES games by themselves, not in the World Championship collection format, but by themselves for free. And so will people want to pay $30? This really does seem like Nintendo filling the gap, and now my mind is just all over the place. This to me seems like a move Nintendo makes because they are scrambling. Nintendo World Championships NES Edition on Switch as a $30 retail product? Okay, crazy move, sort of silly, don't really get it, but this to me, I mean, again, it could be either way, right? This is a gap filler as you wait to release your new system. This is a gap filler because you don't know what to do because your system was delayed. We really just don't know. And at this point, May 7th is close enough. Let's just wait and see what Furukawa says and what Nintendo has in store for us at that investors call. But maybe nothing. Maybe Nintendo is going to really ride this out, grind this out, long play this, and give us a July game announcement via Twitter soon to, buy another month's time. And then they will do a June Direct later this summer. And at that point, we'll finally figure out what the heck is going on. I don't know. I can't see myself buying this one. It's a bit of a bummer to me because I didn't really care for any of the earlier games. Princess Peach Showtime was a fun ride, but I wouldn't recommend that at 60. Endless Ocean Luminous got pretty poor reviews. They said it's middling. I watched some gameplay. I didn't think it looked all that fun. Let me know if I'm wrong. Correct me. The reviews were in the 6s. If you've played it and it's amazing, please shout out to me so I can know, but that looks like a skip. I didn't love Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Yeah, the Nintendo year has kind of been a bore thus far. It's going to amp up majorly with Paper Mario, and I think Luigi's Mansion 2 is even better than many of the things we've got, but Nintendo World Championships, man, that doesn't inspire a lot of enthusiasm for me. It could be a cute, fun weekend, but I don't know. We'll have to see how much content's in there. For $30, probably not a ton, but hopefully enough to, I don't know. I feel like I'm making a lot of excuses for Nintendo. Their year has stunk this far, and it's really about time they let us know what's going on. It's starting to get a little annoying. Piero, he's a straight shooter, I guess. He let us know exactly what it was. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And at least we found out today. At least we weren't waiting over the weekend. False hope, false hyping ourselves for this. But yeah, I don't know what's going on for the rest of Nintendo's year. This seems to be a very odd move. But like I said, it could be an odd move that fits into a bunch of different narratives. We'll just have to wait and see. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan to pick up Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, or instead are you going to use your money on SteamWorld Heist 2 because it looks a lot better. And maybe some Star Wars games since they're on super sale, and it is the big Star Wars May the 4th weekend. Anyways, love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Appreciate y'all watching. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. SwitchForce out.